If you really wanted to ruin your 20s, it wouldn't take that long. In fact, it only takes a handful of decisions repeated over and over to absolutely wreck what should be the most transformative decade of your life. Imagine this. You wake up one day at 29, staring at the ceiling, realizing, why does everyone else seem to have it figured out? That person just bought a house. That person just got married. That person is traveling the world. And here you are, stuck in the same loop. Instead of using their success as motivation, you let it crush you. You stay close to the ones who drain you because cutting them off feels mean. Buying the shoes, the clothes, the gadgets, the vacations just so you can post them online. Meanwhile, your savings account is empty, your debt is growing, and the future feels heavier and heavier. You told yourself you'd figure it out later, but again, later never comes. You stick around the ones who don't support your growth because it's familiar. You stay in relationships that suffocate you because being alone sounds scarier than being unhappy. You'll fall back into old habits. You'll second-guess yourself. That's part of it. How to navigate the messy, confusing, beautiful chaos of figuring out who you are. Because one day, you'll look back and realize the heartbreaks, the failures, the nights you cried yourself to sleep, they all taught you something. They taught you that you are stronger than you ever imagined. No one's keeping score. No one's watching as closely as you think. That version of you is built, step by step, choice by choice, day by day. Be foolish enough to start before you're ready. Your 20s aren't about being perfect. They're about being intentional, about realizing that the life you want won't just show up. It has to be built. And you are the builder. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Because your future self, oh, trust me, they are already so proud of you. You won't wake up one day and magically become them. You'll wake up and realize you've already been becoming them all along. A few years from now, you'll look back and smile. Because the version of you who almost ruined their 20s didn't. You chose better. You became better. You saved yourself. And there is no better story than that. The friends are deeper. The anxiety starts fading. The days feel lighter. You wake up excited not every day, but enough days. You stop looking for validation from people who don't even matter. You realize that no one has it all figured out. Not the people on Instagram. Not your friends. Not even your parents. Everyone is winging it, and that's okay. You get to redefine yourself as many times as you need. It's not in the apartment, the car, the paycheck. It's in becoming someone you're proud of. Someone who chooses growth over comfort. Someone who chooses discipline over distraction. Someone who chooses their future self over their current laziness. And you begin to understand. That's where real confidence comes from. Not from being perfect, but from keeping promises to yourself. You are allowed to outgrow people. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to start over. Whether you're 21 or 29, you get to decide what happens next. You get to rewrite the story. You get to become the main character of your life, not the background extra. And the most beautiful part? No one can stop you except you. You are allowed to disappoint others in order to not disappoint yourself. Because if ruining your 20s is a choice made in small, repeated decisions, asking, what am I pretending not to know? You know that job, isn't it? You know those friends, aren't it? You know that relationship, isn't it? You've always known. You were just waiting for permission to do something about it. Well, here it is. You have permission. In fact, you don't need it. You never did. Then saving them is the exact same thing. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. You just have to decide right now that you're done settling, done waiting, done surviving. You are done pretending that life just happens to you. Because it doesn't. You happen to life. And slowly, without realizing it, you become a reflection of the people who expect the least from you. You start believing the lie that you're not good enough, that you're too late, that you missed your chance. Spend one weekend not drinking, not escaping, but actually sitting with your thoughts. It'll feel uncomfortable, but growth always does. Pick up a book, go for a run, apply for the job even if you don't feel ready. Launch the side hustle. Move to the city that scares you. Text that friend who inspires you. Block the one who drains you. Slowly, step by step, you start building momentum. And so, you stop trying. Every missed opportunity, every broken promise to yourself, every time you said, tomorrow, it chipped away at your self-trust. Until one day, you don't even believe you're capable of change anymore. You start to think this is just who you are. Someone who settles. Someone who waits. Someone who watches life happen instead of living it. You've been stuck. Not moving forward, not growing, not living, just existing. And it didn't happen all at once. Wasting entire weekends recovering from nights you won't even remember. Telling yourself you deserve to have fun while quietly ignoring the growing anxiety that your life is passing you by. You avoid the hard conversations with yourself, the ones that ask, what do you really want? Because it's easier to pretend everything's fine. But deep down, you know it's not. It happens slowly, quietly, in the small decisions you didn't even realize were shaping your entire future. It starts with comfort. Comfort feels good. It feels safe. So you stay in the job you hate because it pays just enough. You keep living in the same place even though it drains your soul. You hang out with the same people even though the conversations are shallow and the connections are hollow. You tell yourself, I've got time. I'll figure it out later. But later never comes. Weeks become months. Months become years. You don't apply for that job. You don't start that business. You don't move to that city. You don't end that toxic relationship. You convince yourself that playing it safe is the smart thing to do. But secretly, you know the truth. You're not playing it safe, you're just scared. And suddenly, you've traded your potential for comfort. Then comes comparison. Scrolling for hours, seeing everyone else's highlight reel while you sit there wondering why you're behind. Distractions become your best friend. Netflix, TikTok, parties you don't even enjoy. And then there's fear. Fear of failing. Fear of looking stupid. Fear of starting over. Fear of being judged. So you stay small? Let's not forget the people you surround yourself with. Money? Oh, that's another trap. Swiping the card for things you don't need to impress people you don't even like. And the worst part? You stop believing in yourself. But here's the thing. This isn't where your story has to end. It starts with one brutally honest conversation with yourself. Start small. Cancel the plans you don't want to go to. And guess what? You'll fail a lot. You'll make mistakes. The 20s are not about getting everything perfect. They are about learning how to get back up, how to trust yourself again. And slowly, your life starts changing. The job gets better. You realize that happiness isn't found in stuff. So if you've been ruining your 20s, congratulations. You're not alone. We all have. But it's not too late. It never was. This is your wake-up call. Your reminder that the version of you who has everything you dream of isn't waiting at the finish line. So go. Be brave enough to suck at something new. Be bold enough to say no. Be strong enough to let go. And maybe, just maybe, if this hit home, if this gave you that little push you've been waiting for, then consider joining our journey here at Gray to Gold.